All right, in Pennsylvania, all eyes will be on the Bill Cosby trial. It begins today in Pennsylvania. Of course, this goes back to allegations of sexual misconduct against him from 2004. Joining us right now to talk about this trial of the famed comedian, Sunny Hostin, ABC legal analyst. Sunny, how you doing?
Good morning. I'm well, thank you.
All right, Sunny, so what are we looking at here? The trial has been seated. They will begin today. Your thoughts, again, on this first day of the Bill Cosby trial?
Well, you know, all eyes are on Bill Cosby. He's not going to testify, but we all know that this is probably one of the biggest celebrity trials that we've had since the O.J. trial. That, at least, is what everyone is saying. And the question is, who will they believe? Will they believe Bill Cosby, the jury, who says that this was a completely consensual sexual encounter, or will they believe Andrea Constand, who says this was sexual assault? And remember, he's looking at 30 years in prison if convicted. He's 79 years old. So this is really a life or death situation for Bill Cosby.
And of course, as you said, he is not going to testify. Look, they don't have an initial police report. They don't have any physical evidence. And so really, this trial is contingent upon whether or not this jury is going to believe Andrea Constand and what she has to say.
Exactly. And what's also going to be important is the fact that this allegedly happened in 2004. She didn't go to the police until 2005. Now we're 13 years after 2004. Trying this case, but there is going to be another woman allowed to testify. She says that Bill Cosby also sexually assaulted her in the 90s. So we're not going to hear about the 40-some-odd women who have also been accusers. We're only going to hear from Andrea Constand and one other woman. If they believe that this was his MO, this is what Bill Cosby did, that he drugged women and he sexually assaulted them, then he's going to be found guilty. If they don't believe that, if they believe that this is complete fabrication, that these are women looking for money, that these are women that are out to take down a celebrity, then he won't be convicted.
Well, Roland, Sunny, realistically, will Bill Cosby ever see 1 day of jail time?
Oh, I think it's very, very possible. If he gets convicted of 3 counts of sexual assault, there is no question that a judge will have to put him in jail. There's no question about that. It's just a question of whether or not he gets convicted.
Sonny and Roland, what about evidence by the other lady who's on trial?
Yeah, her name is Casey. We don't know that much about her, but we do know that she
doesn't have any hard evidence either.
No, it's really going to be just
said,
testimony. Huh? Yes, just testimony.
He said, she said.
Yeah, the issue here, Sonny, is that what you don't have is you look at most of the allegations. They were made years after the fact, so it's not like a lot of other sexual assault cases where someone goes to the hospital that particular night, they call cops, a rape kit is tested. That is not the case in these cases here. We're talking about someone 5, 10, 20 years later saying this happened.
And that's right. And what we are going to hear, we're learning that the defense in this case is going to bring forward some psychologists, some experts to say that this is not unusual for sexual assault victims, that sometimes they repress memories, sometimes they behave oddly, sometimes they blame themselves for these sexual assaults. So we will hear expert testimony about why perhaps it took this long. But we should also hear the defense team also combat that information by saying that this was consensual, by saying that these are completely fabricated, these women are out to get Bill Cosby. So it is a little bit different than the usual sexual assault case. But remember, sexual assault is more about power. It's more about anger. It's more about rage. And so I think we're going to hear a lot about celebrity here and about whether or not Bill Cosby used his power as a celebrity to sexually assault women.
Sunny
a lot
Hostin,
of people. Yes.
What about the makeup of the jury? Do you have any thoughts about that in terms of the 2 black jurors that they have, as well as the sex breakdown?
Yeah, that's been interesting. There are 12 jurors, of course, 7 men, 5 women, only 2 black jurors, 10 white jurors. So the question is, will race be a factor? I always say, listen, this is the United States of America. Race is always going to be a factor.
Thank you.
The only question is whether or not the 2 black jurors on this case will relate to Bill Cosby, will think that perhaps Bill Cosby is being demonized unfairly. But I certainly think that this is going to be a different kind of case than the O.J. Simpson case, which everyone is comparing this case to, because you had a predominantly black jury in that case.
Do you think they were hoping for that when they moved to another county, that there was some hope that they would be able to stack it in one favor or another?
Well, lawyers will always tell you that they aren't trying to pick jurors based on their race. But I will say
know that's a lie.
That I believe that they asked for the change of venue to move this out of Philly into the Pittsburgh area, to get the jurors from the Pittsburgh area, because they thought that too much coverage had been done and that they couldn't find a juror that didn't know about all of the accusers. That's not my understanding.
But Sonny, also that this jury was not taken from Philadelphia. It was from one of the suburban areas that looks totally different from Philadelphia. And so by going to Pittsburgh, they thought they could actually get a more racially diverse jury than from that suburban town in Pennsylvania.
Hey, Roland and Sonny, why did Monique Presley cease being his lawyer?
Well, first of all, I can tell you Cosby has gone through several lawyers. Remember, Marty Singer was also one of his lawyers in Los Angeles, and Tabak was another lawyer as well. And so what often happens, and Sonny, you can speak to this in these trials, where individuals, they often will switch legal counsel for a variety of reasons, depending upon how things are going. Some people, remember also, most of the cases against Cosby were civil cases. This is a criminal case. Sonny?
Yeah, I mean, we're not sure why Monique is no longer his attorney. And sometimes things happen. Sometimes there's a difference of opinion between an attorney and his or her client. And so I don't want to speculate, but we do know that he is very, very...
Very, very...
Did Sonny's phone die out?
Yeah.
I think.
Dang, we wait for that answer.
Put some in her coffee.
He put something in her.
He put some in her cappuccino.
There she is.
There she is.
Yeah, Sonny, you said he's very, very.
Oh, he's very, very well represented. These attorneys, especially the lead attorney, is a famed attorney in that area. And my understanding is that he's known for bringing up new and exciting and interesting evidence. So we are going to be in for some surprises from this defense team.
Sonny, is the trial being broadcast? I don't think it is, but do you know if it's being broadcast?
I do not believe it's being broadcast, but I know that there are going to be many, many journalists here, or there rather, and there are going to be a lot of reports coming out of the courtroom.
A peaceful protest turned deadly. 37-year-old black man was shot and killed by Baton Rouge police. Your hands are in the air, and you still get shot by the cops.
Oh, my God, please don't tell me he's dead.
We're not going to let hate define us.
Race is a big part of this.
If truly all lives matter, then all lives need to matter equally.
What we require is action. What we require is accountability. We understand that black lives do matter, and we will keep focused on this issue.
NewsOne Now, every weekday morning at 7 on TV1.